Hello! Towards evolutionary psychology. Before wrapping the entire topic up, I can't resist a quick diversion to introduce readers to an area that I myself have spent some time thinking about. I said in the previous section that you cannot deduce moral values from scientific facts, and I stand by that. It is true, however, that science inevitably informs and influences moral debate, a point emphasized by Merrill Wynne Davis. A quotation: "In society where science wields and protects authority, scientific facts affect directly how moral and ethical questions are answered." Close the quotation. Wynne Davis, Darwin and Fundamentalism, page 70. Personally, I don't have a problem with this state of affairs. If a moral debate takes place in a factual vacuum, a great deal of time can be wasted arguing about solutions to a problem that simply wouldn't work. For example, if you object to state money being spent on AIDS victims because they must be homosexual, in brackets, believe me, I've heard it, close the brackets, then you had better be ready to retract your, in inverted commas, solution when I tell you that HIV is mostly transmitted through heterosexual sex. What I can't tell you to do, unfortunately, is retract your stance on homosexuality. That is a moral issue. Even if I could argue that homosexuality was natural, I would be no closer to proving that it was right. Similarly, arguing that homosexuality was unnatural would not show that it was wrong. I also said that humans have the ability to turn against their, in inverted commas, selfish genes, and that much of our psychology is the result of cultural influences. This doesn't mean that our genes have no influence on our psychology. Furthermore, as we can change our culture but not our genes, in brackets, well, not for the moment anyway, close the bracket, it would be wise to understand the extent of genetic influences on human psychology before proposing any radical social change. Evolutionary psychology seeks to do just this. It hopes to provide evolutionary explanations for some aspects of human psychology, in particular those aspects that seem to be universal. Some of these aspects are fairly uncontroversial. Most evolutionary biologists have no problem in accepting, for example, that human sexual desire is a product of natural selection. Most people call it, in inverted commas, natural, or, in inverted commas, part of being human. Some of evolutionary psychology's theories have provoked outrage. As usual, much of the criticism is based on the, in inverted commas, "you are saying humans are X and we want humans to be Y, therefore you must be wrong," in close the inverted commas, fallacy. I hope by now that you can see the problem in this argument. Critics of evolutionary psychology will undoubtedly be delighted to hear that Dawkins is a firm supporter of the project. But I digress. I recommend Dylan Evans' in inverted commas, Introducing Evolutionary Psychology, for anyone who wants to pursue the subject. To those dubious of the value of such a project, may I remind you that the human mind is extremely malleable and is largely shaped by culture. But if you are building a house, you want to know what starting materials are available, don't you? Thank you for listening. Only one little video is left with the conclusion. Goodbye.